If there's one thing we know, that in life, there are two things that are certain: death and taxes. So today on Small Talk, let's talk taxes. And joining us is CPA and owner of Sims Bookkeeping and Accounting, Maya Sims. Maya, welcome.
Thank you, Joann. Thank you for having me.
So April 15th, huh? Uncle Sam's getting his. What's up?
That is true, but we're luckily this year they have extended the tax deadline, so we are actually giving until April 18th this year. So you have a couple of extra days.
Okay, that sounds awesome. Now, with that extra time, and whether or not we have that extra time, what are, let's say, 3 things that we need to know to make sure we get our taxes filed on time?
Well, number one is that for those who make under $58,000 a year, that the IRS does offer free filing. And in most cases, you can also file your state return as well electronically. So that's a big help for a lot of people who may not necessarily be able to afford to get extra help or may not need it because they have a very, very simple return.
Okay. What are some other things?
The next thing is that if you do need the services of a accountant or a tax preparer, there's plenty of time to still get that done. And the biggest things you can do to help yourself as well as help the person preparing your return is to get a tax organizer from either the establishment that you're going to or from the IRS so that you can put your information together in a organized fashion, because a lot of times it will help you to make sure that you're not forgetting information. You don't have to go back and forth, and you'll be able to get your taxes done in a more timely manner.
Now, I understand that the IRS has gone all mobile on us.
Yes.
What's going on with that?
One of the really neat things that they have this year is they have launched a new app that is for smartphones that you can sign up for, and you'll be able to actually get updates on your tax refund as well as tax updates, things that are happening in the tax law that might apply to you specifically as an individual that are helpful, and you can get those things straight to your phone so that you don't have to necessarily wait around or call your accountant just to find out, when is my refund coming, or that kind of information. You can actually get that directly from the IRS using the new mobile app.
Okay. Is there any one change that has taken place in the tax law this year that people should really pay attention to?
Well, not necessarily any one specific change. There have been a lot of really small changes, and a lot of them are happening more on a corporate level.
Okay.
But one of the things that I have found, that being that more and more people are starting to become self-employed or become entrepreneurs, one of the areas where people seem to slack off the most is keeping track of their mileage.
Okay.
And the reason that that's so important is because the mileage rate is up to the standard mileage rate is up to 51 cents a mile.
Okay.
And I have a lot of clients who are in real estate or in other kinds of jobs where they have to drive a lot.
Yeah.
And you figure if you're putting on 10,000 miles on your vehicle, 51 cents a mile is a huge amount of money to miss out on. That can be like $5,000 of deductions that you could miss out on just by simply forgetting to keep track of your business mileage. So I really encourage people to make sure they're doing that all year long, because it's really hard in April of 2011 to think about what you did in January of 2010.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you being here. And for more information on making sure you get your taxes filed on time, visit us online at joyentertainmentnetwork.com/smalltalk. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.